Oh, here we go. What's this ambulances at Mar-a-Lago business I'm hearing about? What? I'm surprised there's not one there every day. Every day. Thank you so much. Getting ready to get started. One more thing to pick up and then I'll be on. Hit that like, everybody. Let them know. Oh, yes. The shite is hitting the fan. Open this up, shut this, okay, hold on. And then this kind of business. One more thing. I have to show you something. My people. Can we please, let's just get started. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's Hal Sparks, Megaworldwide. I'm Hal Sparks, the host of the greatest live stream in the history of live streams. Please hit the like, share the show so that the maggots know we're here, because they're going to have a rough one today. Now, before we get into, obviously, the biggest story of the day, which is that Matt Gaetz has pulled out of consideration to be AG after meeting with, he thought he had momentum. And he did. He absolutely did. Yes, I don't think we can argue that Matt Gaetz did not have momentum. In the same way that a turd has momentum once the flush has begun. And I think no one sums up that momentum and the kind of charade around the entire thing better than this gentleman, ladies and gentlemen, if I may. This is our dear friend, John Fetterman. They're asking him about the Matt Gaetz dropout, and here's what he had to say, and I think it sums it up very, very well.
Holy shit, I didn't see that.
That's it. That's the whole thing.
Matt Gaetz dropping out. Holy shit, I didn't see that coming.
I think that pretty much sums it up right there, ladies and gentlemen. Fetterman for the win. Just absolutely. And by the way, making the case that there are moderately reasonable people that Trump is suggesting in other areas, and that this was ultimately a distraction so that some of his other sideline scumbags like Hegseth could get through under the cover of Matt Gaetz. Which is the point he continues to make. But my favorite thing, I was going to go straight to these clips. And by the way, hi chat room, please like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show, patreon.com/HalSparks, become a member, share memberships, subscriptions, all that kind of stuff, because I got to tell you, I am ice skating uphill against my fellow compatriots on this side of the aisle. And as TYT collapses in on itself, it's not like I want to scoop up some of their audience, but if there's some people that used to watch that show back in the day and actually believed they meant well, I actually do. So, come on over. If you used to be over there back in the day, come on over. I could use the eyeballs, but I only want real viewers, and thank you for being here. And also, trolls and maggots, thank you for being here as well. I will be enjoying quite thoroughly watching the dog who caught the car be dragged down the interstate. So, anyways, here we go. This is a gentleman who I guess is always on the cutting edge of news. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the mess again. That's right. He's like a current fave over here. Luckily, his clips are only 2.5 minutes long or so most of the time. Just under 3. Look at that, 2:55. He's trying to squeeze that shit under there. He watched a video on how to become YouTube famous, and it's like, but, as long as you keep it under 2:55, the kids will love it. Or Debbie read it to him. Read him like a little booklet that she got on Amazon on how to make it big on the interwebs. And Obviously the breaking story. Will Matt Gaetz be confirmed as AG? No. Let's see what conclusion he came to, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show.
Alan Lichtman is AKA, or also known as Election Nostradamus. And these days I've been having great fun at the expense of poor Alan Lichtman, who has these famous 13 keys, which he said help him infallibly to predict elections. And now, of course, he got the last election absolutely and flatly wrong. And he's always trying to now explain why his keys didn't really work. And it turns out he says the keys weren't really defective. What was really defective, really, I think, is the preferences of the voters, according to him. So this is stuff of high.
Is that Debbie laughing in the background going, ooh, or is she making some other kind of, or is somebody... You know what? That I made a mistake. I thought that was maybe the sound of his wife or somebody talking in the background. I think he's got somebody duct taped to a chair. Makes the most sense.
Comedy. But here's Alan Lichtman. He says the Gaetz nomination for Attorney General could be a feint. Trump could withdraw the nomination and then appoint someone just as dedicated to carrying out Trump's political agenda, but without Gaetz's baggage. So here...
That obviously, this guy's going to be wrong again. Excellent fight to pick the mess. Go for it.
He's suggesting that Trump has a devious scheme, which is basically, look over here, Gaetz. Everybody gets all worked up about Gaetz. They work up all their energy. They start doing all these investigations. They mobilize all their votes. And then right at the last minute, Trump basically withdraws Gaetz, puts in like Ken Paxton or somebody else, and everybody goes, phew, and they go along with it. And then Ken Paxton turns out to be just as ruthless and just as effective as Gaetz. So this is...
Yeah, but slightly less rapey. I think is probably the key point. You know, again, the bar is very low.
Alan Lichtman kind of offering his own, I think, somewhat wacky theory. And I say wacky.
Yeah, this is never going to play out.
Because Trump likes Gaetz.
Yeah, he loves him. He's never going to part with him. And even if Gaetz wants to step down, I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Gaetz's boldness. He likes Gaetz's outspokenness.
Yes, he would never let him step aside or step down or step back or stand back and stand by. Absolutely not.
I think he likes the fact that Gaetz was willing to take on Kevin McCarthy.
Totally. That's the best thing about him. That's why he insisted, no matter what happens, you will not drop out.
Gaetz is also, because he's independently wealthy, he's not somebody who can be easily bought by law.
Wait, what? Independently wealthy? What the fuck? His dad's rich, you dipshit.
Obvious. And I think Trump likes that independence, which he displays.
Or I guess he could be, and by the way, how do you know he's independent? Oh, the Venmo. Right. That's right. Yeah. I mean, you have to be independently wealthy to spend $6,000 on a hooker, I suppose. Is that the idea?
Himself. And finally, of course, Trump likes the fact that Gaetz is very dedicated to Trump. Gaetz is 100% MAGA.
100%.
Gaetz is
MAGA all the way.
Gaetz is
not going
beliefs
anywhere.
In that area are not even really open to question. So I
No,
think
you
that
can't
Trump
question.
is going to be absolutely insistent
Yes,
that Gaetz
insistent.
become the Attorney
He must.
General. He's going to do.
You're right. No question. Absolutely. Okay.
Twisting. He's going to be
Pam Bondi. Yeah, okay.
calling senators. He's going to make sure that this smear does not take down Gaetz. The Democrats are
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, he's not gonna let this smear take down Matt Gaetz. No smear will take him down. He will what?
What are they doing? I mean, they're doing what they did to Kavanaugh.
Except there's a difference. The Kavanaugh thing happened when he was in high school and college. The thing with Gaetz happened a year and a half ago. The dude's only been in office since 2017, motherfucker. This happened while he was like high on his own supply of being an elected congressman. He's like, I can get away with anything. Trump's president. I'm a Florida congressman. What are they going to do? Call the police?
Are playing out of a playbook that has often worked with Republicans. And Debbie was just telling me this morning that she was watching, I think, I don't know if it was Fox News, but anyway, John.
If it was Debbie, probably. I'm going to go with, Yeah, she was probably watching Fox News. Probably. I mean, I guess in theory she could have been watching Newsmax. She's definitely not going to scrape the bottom of the barrel and watch OAN or RAV. You might be on there.
Thune was like, well, yes, we do have to do our... And John Thune, of course, is saying what he should say, which is that we're going to be reviewing the process.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking at any questions or any charges that are made against the cabinet nominees. We're going to be assessing all that. But John Thune is in no way saying that he is backing away from any of Trump's nominees.
No. Yeah, and scene. I did not edit that at 2 minutes and 55 seconds. We go straight. We cut to black with all of the messes videos, and that would be that. I guess we file that into the couldn't be more wrong. Now, I wanted to go straight to this one because this also seems a bit prescient. Excuse me. This is a video of obviously Glenn Beck wondering what a hacker accessed files on Matt Gaetz. What's the real story? What's the real story? I would like to point out, for the record, for those of you that don't know, you cannot leak a lie. You can lie about somebody. You can certainly make a story up, but if you leak something, it's true. Yeah. So just saying, you can't leak something that's false. That's simply just lying. That would be lying because it doesn't exist. You're right. You'd have to. Okay. Pam Bondi's a Florida. We'll get to her in a minute. We'll deal with her in a second. But we'll get to this. But this came up right as I was. I don't know if where is it? I should have, yes, here it is. I need to have this on hand. 1 second, in case I need it. I have the world's smallest violin here, in case I need to. I'm so sorry for you. All right. Your fingering's fine, but your bowing sucks. All right. This is Megyn Kelly. Breaking news. Matt Gaetz withdraws as Trump's Attorney General nominee with Andrew Klavan.
Guess what just happened?
Well, I don't... what happened? What just happened? Yeah, I guess Trump picked at least one black person to add to his... No, of course not. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That hasn't happened.
Matt Gaetz withdrew.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That's... wow. Thank you, Ben, for spotting that.
I know. I got to say, I
Jen got it too.
Like, I have no personal affection for Matt Gaetz. I don't know him, but I'm kind of sad to see it.
Are you? Yeah, you didn't get a chance to suck up to another sex pest and sex predator after you basically just folded in fucking half. You jackknifed in front of Trump.
I'm kind of disappointed. I like the fact of
yeah, kind of
sending in this, like you were saying, guns blazing. I get why he's problematic, but I'm disappointed. I'm going to read you a statement, but give me your first reaction.
Sorry, problematic? Why would you say that? God, maybe Megyn Kelly, why would you say that? Why is he problematic? What makes him problematic? What problems could he possibly have?
Well, my first reaction...
And are they automatic?
...is that I'm not surprised because even though Congress said they weren't going to release the ethics report, we all knew it was going to come out. There's no...
Yeah, so, obviously he's being blackmailed by shit he actually did, so...
...stopping that stuff from coming out. And, I've have heard things about Matt Gaetz and the way he has...
What? Even you? As ivory and tower as you are? Even you, sir, heard these things, did you? Passed them around, did you? I see, I get the picture.
...lived. I don't think that means that all the charges against him are true.
No, just 89%, 92%, 95%, most, all of them. That's actually more than we know. I think that's pretty much That's the only charges that are wrong are the ones that are like, no, quite frankly, way worse.
Much suspected. A lot of them are overblown and ridiculous. But, you know,
yeah, especially the ones involving chicks, you know what I'm saying? With their blur, blur, blur. Especially the underage girl. I mean, that's overblown, isn't it?
you live at that
Watch yourself. I heard your brain working. Stop it.
level and you're going to do some things you probably shouldn't have done. But I feel the same way you do. I'm a little bit
Whoa. On the what? What was that?
against them are true. I very much suspect that a lot of them are overblown and ridiculous. But, you live at that level and you're going to do some things you probably shouldn't have done.
You live at that level? Yeah, it's just it's his live free, die hard kind of existence. You know what I'm saying? He's just a wild man. And if you're just full throttle all the time, you're going to leave a sea of regrets behind you. You can't do anything but that, man. I just open this sucker up. I don't know where it's going. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, any young congressman's gonna attend like coked up circle jerk parties with underage girls. It happened to anybody.
But I feel the same way you do. I'm a little bit disappointed. I would have liked to see him just go in there and rip them to pieces. He's so great when he is challenging the left. He's so terrific when he actually goes after them. But
I'm sorry, goes after who? I assume you mean the left, but you also might have meant high school girls. I'm just saying you might want to clarify your pronouns.
You don't want the guy to be destroyed either. So I guess he's probably.
No, we kind of do, actually. Yeah. I got to be honest. I kind of do. But, obviously not physically. I'm talking about, just career, reputation, future employment prospects, that kind of shit.
Making the right decision. And Trump, I think that Trump was talking about this. He was repeatedly quoted as saying, I don't know if this is going to make it. So maybe he's just.
No, he wasn't. What? Don't make up shit where he was being sensible, where he absolutely fucking was not.
Getting out of the way to let Trump do more. The fact that he resigned as quickly as he did, I know it was supposed to be so that he could be replaced quickly, but that might have been a giveaway that he was trying to get out of having that information released.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody would think that, clearly. Who would think that they threw him this bone to pretend he was up for AG just so he had an excuse to leave the House so that the ethics report wouldn't come out? I mean, honestly. And this should put it all behind us. The fact that he steps down right before they're going to release it. I'm sure it'll never come out now. And I'm sure it'll never leak the next time this motherfucker sticks his head up above water. Good Lord.
That report dropped, and that report has not yet dropped the House investigation into what, if anything, he did with these underage girls.
Yeah, what if anything? If anything. Thanks, Megan. Thank you so much for, that's the standard of social justice we're looking for in this. What if anything? I mean, if there's a dindu out there, it's probably Matt Gaetz. I mean, I don't know. I think you should be willing to just throw your weight behind him and insist he get back in. Clearly, he was railroaded. Both of you need to stand up for this young man.
Or with prostitutes or whatever, all of which he's denied.
Or whatever. Oh, by the way, our side, the problem isn't with prostitutes. It's the underage part and the intoxicated part. You got to remember, our side's for like the legalization of it and sex work is real work and all that stuff. That's something that happens on our side of the aisle. You're the motherfuckers who are trying to, women have one spot. They have two. They can either be in the kitchen, barefoot, pregnant, cooking up vittles and keeping their mouth shut until the vote time comes around, and then they fill out their ballot the way their husband tells them to. That's the one place they could be in. And the other is, I guess, on a podcast, sucking up to sex pests in front of a giant Georgia O'Keeffe painting.
Has not yet leaked. They definitely have. The House has it. Reportedly, the Senate does not have access to it because the House has refused. Speaker Mike Johnson has said we're not releasing that. But
yeah, he doesn't have a say. He doesn't have a say. The Ethics Committee has that. They have the sole proprietary right to that, so that if they ever have to go after the Speaker of the House can't quash it. You see how that works? Otherwise, there would be an ethics committee for everyone except the Speaker and their friends. right? Then it's just a matter of like, get to the top of the power pyramid and you can protect everybody. Say, yeah, that fucking, oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Of course someone's going to leak it. So, but it hasn't leaked yet. Anyway, here's what Matt.
Look, don't worry about it. When it does, I look forward to you reading it on the air so that you can be completely transparent in your new freedom of speech movement, where you support the right of every American to be fully informed about everything, Megan. Because not only will this guy be out there probably getting an advisory position, which doesn't have to be cleared with the Senate, but more than likely, he'll still be around high school girls occasionally. I mean, I think at least they should have fair warning, wouldn't you say?
Wrote on X. I had excellent meetings with senators yesterday. I appreciate their thoughtful feedback and the incredible support of so many. While the momentum was strong, it is clear that my confirmation was unfairly becoming a distraction to the critical work of the Trump-Vance transition. There's no time to waste on a needlessly protracted Washington scuffle. Thus, I will be withdrawing my name from consideration to serve as Attorney General. Trump's DOJ must be in place and ready on day one. I remain fully committed to see that Donald J. Trump is the most successful president in history. I will forever be honored that President Trump nominated me to lead the Department of Justice, and I'm certain he will save America. That's all we have for now. Does it mean he will resume, and can he resume his role as a congressman from the...
No! Hey, stupid! Oh my God! I gotta say, I'm surprised. I'm shocked that Megan, even that thought worked its way to the front of her fucking face. Oh my God! Oh, Jen, thank you. Good Lord, bless you. And Pentaxenstein and Jenna and Kat, thank you so much. And Suze, oh my gosh. Really? Yes, it does. Sure. Why not, Megan? Yeah, do that. Yeah, absolutely. What was I thinking? Yeah, it's brilliant. Have him go back to the House, resume being a congressperson so that they can finish releasing the ethics report because they no longer have an excuse. Just fucking yank that rug out from under Mike Johnson. Why don't you? You can't. Yeah. You can't unstep down this. There's no quitsies.
Florida Panhandle? I'm not sure. He resigned from the existing Congress. Does that mean he's been reelected, so can he take his seat in the...
No.
Upcoming Congress, which starts in January? Like, he didn't technically resign from that? I'm not sure.
Yeah, he did. He resigned from the House. That means resigning his seat, meaning the one he just got elected to as well. What?
We'll see. And if he's not going back to Congress, you got to bet dollars to donuts Trump's going to give him some sort of a role that doesn't require Senate confirmation.
Yeah, because obviously he can't pass Senate confirmation. And you know what? I don't give a fuck. If he wants Rapey McFivehead running around the fucking White House, giving him stupid ideas that he still has to get through Congress and the House without that asshole being in the House rather, or in a Senate approved seat overseeing the AG, who gives a shit? I don't care who's yapping in his fucking ear. Trump doesn't listen to anybody anyways until he does. And he'll listen to fucking Hulk Hogan as much as he does Stephen Miller. So who gives a shit? As long as he can't fire people, I don't care. Megan, you ignorant slut. Right. Now, of course, we could think that this is all just how things play out. This is just politics as usual, ladies and gentlemen. This is just a situation where the alligators in the swamp have consumed another man. And yet, perhaps there's something bigger going on. Perhaps there's something else happening behind the scenes. Perhaps the deep state came for him and took him down. That, according to Timu Colonel Sanders here.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Now, that looks like the honeymoon is over phase, but we shall see. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching House Sparks Megaworldwide. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. The name of this video is a hacker, in quotes, accessed files on Matt Gaetz. What's the real story? I'm pretty sure it wasn't a hacker. I personally think it was the kidney that did it.
The kidney has a very special place in the heart.
I see. All right. Well, then it probably wasn't them. Then that's my own bias showing clearly. Sorry, what were you saying, fat cowboy?
Hackers. I got to tell you, I'm upset, but I don't think I'm as upset as the Democrats are.
Oh, of course.
They got to be really upset.
You know what they're saying? Dag nabbit.
Dag nabbit.
These hackers.
Oh, I see. This is us pretending to be mad that someone hacked his stuff, which I'm not quite sure why we would. The root of this joke, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are going, why would they even think this is funny? The easiest answer, Sparks' razor, is they're stupid. But the principle behind this little play that they're doing, this little one act, is that I guess Democrats will be visibly upset at the idea of someone being hacked and very against it and very finger waggy about it, and yet at the same time applauding said person, or wink wink, it was probably them. That'd be the idea.
They are not saying Jiminy Christmas,
They're
are they?
saying Jiminy Christmas.
Oh, my gosh. It's that bad. It's that bad.
Oh, these hackers. First,
Yeah.
they get that Dobbs decision.
Yeah.
And that gets leaked.
Yeah.
And now this?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, the Dobbs decision was leaked. It wasn't hacked. These are wholly unrelated situations. I mean, I get that I suppose this is supposed to be like it all threads together. It's the deep state, whatever the fuck.
I mean, the Democrats have got to be very disappointed
Right.
in that. Now, I may have said the other day that there was zero chance this would not be leaked. Right?
Yeah, this is not the report, stupid. This happened to the lawyer of one of the victims. That someone through the court system or what have you ended up sending a copy of evidence to them by someone used a fake email address and got some of the files. It wasn't a direct hacking. It was at best you could call it a phishing attack. Maybe depends. I mean, we'll see. But again, yes, you can't leak a lie, and obviously we're not talking about the report, and these assholes don't know the difference between the report and the evidence that was held by the lawyer of the victims.
There's no chance.
It wasn't leaked, though.
It's not leaked yet.
It wasn't leaked.
It's not leaked. This has nothing to do with my previous statement, because this was a hacker. A hacker who was just like, God, where should I go? Oh, I want to get that Matt Gaetz report.
I bet.
Yeah, it's not the Matt Gaetz reports, dumb fuck. I wish it was. I don't mind if it's out there. I obviously won't be saying Jiminy Crickets or whatever the fuck if it comes out. I'm looking forward to when it does. Stupid.
It's secure. Mm-hmm. I bet there's no way of me getting it for political purpose.
All right. And again, this is how dumb they are. They think this is... They've read the story, apparently. In theory, for those of you who don't know... Okay, hold on. Chat room, if I may. Evidence, Matt Gaetz leaked hacker, whatever. Okay, let's find the, unknown hacker gets hands on damning evidence against Matt Gaetz. Okay, this is from the New Republic. An anonymous hacker has obtained some of the damning documents. Again, here we go. So this is the story. This is the actual story. Just so you know, just so we can both enjoy... You and I, we can both enjoy just how fucking stupid Stu and Glenn are, because they don't even know the story they're reporting on, and they apparently think that this is about the ethics report that has not come out, which has, by the way, not come out. It's not been leaked. It has not been hacked. It has nothing to do with this. An anonymous hacker has obtained some of the very damning documents regarding Trump's Attorney General pick, Matt Gaetz, former. According to the New York Times, the documents are from a file shared securely between lawyers whose clients have provided testimony that incriminates Gaetz. As a representative, Gaetz is being investigated by the House Ethics Committee for allegations that he had trafficked in and had sex with an underage girl in 2017 at a sex party. Gaetz has vehemently denied these. Okay. The hacked file is said to hold 24 documents containing testimony by multiple people, including the victim, confirming Gaetz's actions. The Times reports the file was downloaded by an Alton Beasley, which may or may not be an email at halsparks.com. Alton Beasley at halsparks.com. On May, I'm not saying it is, but I'm not saying it isn't. All right. On Monday at 1:23 p.m., the documents were from a civil suit filed by Gaetz's friend Christopher Dorworth, who claims he was defamed by the victim after she accused him of hosting the sex party with Gaetz and Joel Greenberg, who is serving 11 years in prison for sex trafficking. You know, his old wingman. Matt Gaetz is Jeffrey Epstein, or I guess technically speaking, Matt Gaetz is the Epstein in this situation because he's the guy who kind of arranged it. If anything, I guess Joel Greenberg would have been Matt Gaetz's Ghislaine Maxwell. That's I think the best explanation for how the story goes. The hacked documents also include sworn testimony by a woman who said she had sex at a party with Gaetz in 2017 when she was 17. There's testimony from another woman who said she saw it all happen. There's also sworn testimony from Dorworth and his wife, testimony from Matt Gaetz's former campaign treasurer, Michael Fisher, and timestamps of arrival times of all those who visited Dorworth's home the night of the alleged sex party. Those materials are not yet available to the public. It's unclear who the hacker is and why they might have done this, and whether or not there's a Alton Beasley at halsparks.com is no one's business. Okay? But if you want to send that person a thank you, you will be able to after tonight's show. All right. Okay, so this is stuff from the civil trial. It's 24 documents of testimony. It has nothing to do with the report at all. I'm sure that information is in the report, and some of it has been seen, or equivalent testimony has been seen by the Ethics Committee. But this has nothing to do, Z-fucking-row, to do with the ethics report in the House, okay? Being leaked or sent anywhere. That's how fucking stupid both these guys are. And their entire, the Democrats are behind, it gets lamer the clearer the story is to you. That's why I wanted to share that with you, if I could.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I want to be clear.
Yeah.
This definitely was not a congressional employee of some sort.
No,
we
this
know
was a
that.
hacker.
It's a hacker.
All right, see how these assholes have no idea what they're talking about? This isn't the report, you dumb motherfuckers. This information isn't even available in Congress to anybody. Dipshit. It was literally taken directly from the attorneys in the civil trial. And not even from the victims themselves, the people who are actually going after Matt Gaetz. It was one of his buddies who didn't want to catch hell because he's the one who hosted the party at his fucking house where Matt Gaetz allegedly had sex with a 17-year-old. So that guy was suing the victims for saying so, and this was all the discovery, and this guy had it, and that discovery has been leaked. Bless you, Alton Beasley, wherever you are. Thank you, Carol Cobb. Dice Deuce Hair and Dang, if you need spinach of John Kennedy, they definitely share cosmetics. Open Taxenstein.
We have no idea who could have gotten into this.
Right.
We have,
Again, just are you enjoying it as much as I am? How fucking stupid these guys are. They don't know the fuck. Well, to give them a little bit of credit, they could just be ferociously lying to their public, but I don't think so. Judging from this, both of them just look fucking stupid. right? This and let me know, chat room. Do we have a lying to their audience or just fucking dumb? Now, you guys know, because I've seen even more of these dipshits than I show to you guys, unfortunately. I'm going to go with fucking stupid. I think and here's the thing, but they will probably realize at some point, and Stu will probably be the one that figures it out, because he's usually the one that actually has moments of like awareness that collapses under the weight of Glenn being a fucking moron. He'll probably realize it, and then they'll just go into lying mode. They'll pretend that not only that they couldn't have known it, they will pretend they couldn't have known it, but they'll also pretend that they were right anyways. Okay. Yeah, just clarifying. Yeah, I think most people are going with fucking stupid, though, as a general rule. Yeah, here we go.
No, I bet we've already called the cell phone companies. We can't triangulate anything. All that is corrupted.
No. Well, we do have a name.
Oh, we do.
Do you want to know the name?
Yeah. Adam
The
Schiff?
information was downloaded by a person using the name Atlam Beasley.
A-L-T-A-M. A-L-T-A-M. The L being before the T in this. Just to clarify. How do you pronounce that again? Sut.
Loaded by a person using the name Atlam Beasley at 1:23 p.m. on Monday.
Not of the Beasley clan.
Not the Beasley clan.
Oh my gosh, those Beasleys are
All right, this is morning zoo shit.
vicious,
just
and
darn it.
pernicious hackers.
Hackers, the Beasleys.
Yes.
Now, we don't know what the name means. Obviously, I would assume not their real name. Lawyer connected to the case sent an email to the address associated with Atlam Beasley, only to be informed that by an automated reply that the recipient does not exist. They just don't know who this person could be.
Man.
And the lawyer associated with this, who is on the side of Matt Gaetz, like he's one of Matt Gaetz's buddies. That guy's lawyer is the one who sent it.
It's just so disappointing.
It's really amazing how we have all of this technology that could track and listen and find anything.
He still thinks it's the report, doesn't he?
Every keystroke recorded, but we can't find this hacker.
But we do know almost immediately that it was hacked. You know, it's funny because
No, we don't. Listen to it. It wasn't hacked, you dumb motherfucker. The lawyer emailed it to an address. He was catfished at best. That's it. Nobody hacked anything. There was no. What the fuck kind of bullshit 1990s computer? You think somebody was sitting there that looks, like a modern day kind of side character on Criminal Minds going, "We're in." The fuck? Nobody hacked this, you dumb son of a bitch. They requested something by an email. They got it. I don't know why the fucking lawyer sent it. And then it turned out to be a fake email address. Stupid. They got it. It was temporary. And then they shut it down. That's what happened. They created an email address. Someone sent it. And then they got the file. And then they closed the account. And they bounced it via VPN through something else. God damn, these guys are dumb.
someone will come in and hack some cell phone providers' information. Billions of records go out of millions of people, and we won't know about it for 6 months. The next day, we have learned all about this hack.
No, you haven't. It wasn't even a hack, you dumb motherfucker. They're calling it a hack because they're as stupid as you are.
It's almost like someone who knew about the hack was able to immediately give that information to the New York Times.
Oh, for fuck's sake. No, it's that somebody at the New York Times thinks hacking sounds sexier with if they're going for clickbait than phishing. That's why. That's it. You know what? Chat room, I was gonna wait till tomorrow, but I have to show you something. Point of personal privilege. I just showed it to my son, so I can show it to you. Hold on one second. This is very exciting. I built this. Hold on. I've been messing around. There you go. Thank you. I made it do metal. I made it do I love you. But I built a robot hand. This is what you're like, Hal, what have you been doing to keep yourself from going insane these last few days while you're carrying the weight of everyone else's emotional baggage and all this shit? Well, I've been building robots, actually, if you must know. And I even added a touch plate to it. If I add a couple more, I'll be able to add like a control glove that will work with just electrical impulses. And then, of course, it has a camera on the front of it, so I can hook it up to ChatGPT if I wanted to, and it will recognize that it also has LiDAR. And you can control it via a computer, or I can set it up to automatically do it, or I can do it with these dials and stuff. And okay. So the reason I needed to show you this, if I may, is there you go. Get back in here. The reason I needed to show you this is because these dumb motherfuckers talking about computer stuff makes me angry in a way that I don't think you guys can understand. Yeah, you understand? Like I'm allowed to get more angry at this stupid shit because I know what I'm talking about. God, just these fucking stupid fucking fuck. Yes, I built it. And I'm going to modify it. I think what I'm going to do is I have, so these are the servos that run all the fingers, and that's what runs off the back of these things here. And they basically pull down on this primary piece, and that's what curls this part. And then as it curls this part, it makes the finger curl, just like the tendons in your hand do. It's, you have to 3D print some of the parts, but essentially it's just all you need are the servos, and it's just works. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is that when these motherfuckers say hacker, when it's just some asshole in an office sending a file to a fake email address, it makes my goddamn head explode. My Lord. Can I teach it to sign? I think so. Although it's only one, so I guess it could spell, I could get it to spell words. That would be cool. But it would be like crazy to watch if it was just spelling every word I said. That would be kind of nuts. Thank you, Kathy. Can you give Trump the finger? I'm working on that. We should be able to, my goal is that we can cut to it and it will do certain things. It'll have its own camera at some point. I think it needs a glove on it or something. So, it looks cool the way it is. Or I might have to paint it silver or something so it's more visible. Because when it's black, you can't really see all the pieces moving. But anyways, that's not important. The important thing is that I just needed you to know that not only do I know these two idiots are morons, I know to the degree that they are morons. Like it hurts my skin. They're so fucking dumb. Jesus. It's so aggravating. It's so dumb. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm gonna make it. Shit. All right. Here we go. These assholes, like, we could triangulate self or motherfucker. The lawyer sent it to a fake email address. Shut the fuck up.
That's crazy.
Wow, these hackers.
Oh,
they're getting
man.
more.
And the worst part is they're being sarcastic with the illusion that they know and understand something greater than the general public or the people who pulled it off do, and therefore they're on to the game, and therefore, look, sarcasm is what idiots have instead of a sense of humor. Real men use verbal irony.
More shifty by the day,
Yeah.
Glenn.
Do we know where Sonia Sotomayor might have been? I mean, I didn't.
No, it's a good
No, I
question.
didn't- yeah.
I mean, anyone can be as guilty as the next person. You
Yeah.
bring up Sotomayor, equally, possibly as guilty as anyone else. The janitor here at the Blaze may have done it, or Sonia Sotomayor.
There's actually a greater chance it's the janitor at the Blaze and I'll tell you why. Because these motherfuckers would have no idea if someone who's just getting by has a hobby spoofing emails.
Sonia Sotomayor, who definitely had
Expert hacker.
nothing to do with the
No.
leak of Dobbs. Nothing.
No.
I don't mean to imply that
No.
at all.
No. No, I doubt she's...
Jesus Christ. I rest my case about sarcasm, ladies and gentlemen. Motherfucker.
upset as anybody else about that leaking of the Dobbs decision.
She's probably upset about this Gaetz thing,
She's
too.
probably like, those hackers.
The dagnabbit, they got us.
All right. Another thing. One was leaked. The Dobbs decision was leaked, meaning someone who had access to it passed it to someone else. There is no hacking involved in any circumstance around that at all. That never even became part of the fucking story. And this has nothing to do with hacking either. This is simple, like, email spoofing. It's a phishing attack. Somebody was dumb enough to send an important file to an email address they didn't recognize. And you know what? Let me explain something. This is yet another reason why Matt Gaetz belonged nowhere near the Attorney General's office. Because if that asshole hangs out with people that are so fucking stupid that they hire attorneys who don't know not to send testimony against their client to email addresses they don't know, that entire circle of people is, I mean, they're so dumb, I'm surprised he didn't make him VP.
Jiminy Christmas.
It's really disappointing that this continues to happen. And, of course, I'm sure.
Nothing continues to happen. This is a totally different circumstance. There's no parallel whatsoever. You assholes. Oh, my God. I'm getting like a nerd cramp. That's what's happening. I'm getting a nerd cramp. That's what's like, it hurts me right in the I know all about this and you don't know shit bone.
Sure, just a hacker just knows exactly where to go to find this information.
Oh, my God. I feel like I've explained it well enough that each of you just, like, I almost feel like we've bonded on this, and that by listening to them, I think I've been clear enough. And please let me know, chat room. Please let me know if I've been clear enough about this, that you understand how, like, with every sentence, they get dumber. Right? That even if you're a total newbie to the concepts of hacking, phishing, spoofing, any of that stuff, programming in general, you can understand, just I think from what I've told you, that these guys are getting dumber with every fucking sentence. Lord almighty. Jesus Christ.
Certainly maybe, someone who is involved in this ethics report would have the exact knowledge of where this file lived. But the hacking, though.
The hacking. Though. Yeah.
Say hacking again, motherfucker. Say hacking again. Nobody's getting hacked. You dumb motherfucker. There's no hacking involved. There wasn't any hacking involved in Dobbs. There wasn't any hacking involved in this. There's no hacking, motherfucker. He just sent an email. You know, the only hack in any of this is you. Say hacking again, you dumb son of a bitch.
It's probably more hacking than anything else.
You're trying to test me, aren't you? That's right. Just trying to test me. That's what you're doing. You're just trying to test me. You're trying to push me up against a wall. So I'll come out swinging. It's not going to work. You're not going to trigger me. Let's just say, yeah, hacking? That's what you think this is? You think this is fucking hacking? Jesus Christ. Go watch War Games again, you dumb son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's not somebody on the inside.
Someone on the inside.
Inside of what? It came from the lawyer in the civil suit. Inside what?
Again, with Dobbs, it wouldn't be somebody like a Supreme Court Justice Sotomayor that did that.
No.
You know what I mean? It
First
would
of
not
all,
be.
absolutely not on the Dobbs thing.
Again, the Dobbs thing was leaked. Wasn't hacked. What the fuck?
As we know, I would be stunned to hear that she or
There
someone
was
from her
no one-
office was involved.
All right. Now they're just trying to get me all riled up with their shit sarcasm. It's like they're like having a sarcasm-gasm.
They checked all of everybody else.
Sure
they checked
really
everybody.
They
They
got a
didn't-
magnifying glass out and everything.
Well, they couldn't check the justices because they just wouldn't have done it.
No, they would not have done that.
They're
obviously.
outraged. They're outraged.
Now, I am pretty skeptical that Sotomayor was capable of actually doing this.
What the fuck are you talking about? You guys don't know that. You guys don't even know the difference between leak and hack. Let me help you out. Hack is what both of you do for a living. You hacks. You a couple of hacks. Leak is what Glenn does every time he laughs too hard.
On her own, because she seems to be
I didn't say she
incapable
did
of tying her shoes.
Yeah, I didn't say she did it on her own.
No, right.
Yeah.
But someone.
But
in her
I didn't
office-
even say she
no,
did
you
it.
didn't. I
Right.
want to be clear.
Yeah.
That's
my
not
gosh,
what
that
anyone
would
is
be
insinuating.
wrong.
And in this
Okay, now I'm bored.
case, there's definitely no interest.
None.
People who don't like Matt Gaetz, Democrats, and some Republicans.
And some of his victims. Specifically.
Right.
No chance that this was a setup and leaked to the New York Times specifically within, 24 hours.
Let me ask.
Yeah, No, that's not how it works.
Let me ask you. Now, a convicted felon claimed that he was paying the legal fees of the accuser of.
Oh, Stu. Stu, did you just yawn? Oops, sorry. Hold on. Sorry about that. Shit happens. Stu, did you just yawn in Glenn's face? Watch.
Claimed that he was paying the legal fees of the accuser of Matt Gaetz and controlling her. Okay, a
Doing one of
convicted
those.
felon. Now, if you don't know, what this whole report is based on.
Oh, the whole report is based on. By the way, the report didn't come out. The report didn't come out. This has nothing to do with the report. The report hasn't been released. This is evidence in a civil case related to it, not the actual report at all. And Glenn apparently has the entire article that I just read you in front of him. The New York Times article. I mean, I'm reading it secondhand through another source, but the details are the same. Glenn has this on a giant fucking drawing screen in front of him, which he basically uses as a nightlight and a geriatric reading device, and he still can't figure out the details.
Well, the report. First of all, they looked into this.
Get on with it.
Because there's no reason anybody at the DOJ would want Gaetz out. Because, yes, he was effective. He was probably the biggest voice against the corruption at the DOJ. However.
Why? How would he be the biggest voice against it? Oh, because they were after him. That's why. Nobody squeals like a crook, I guess.
This report was based on something that came years after the DOJ dropped its investigation. Mm-hmm. So they investigated, they heard about it, and they investigated, and they're like, oh my gosh, this could be there's nothing to it.
Well, they didn't file charges. They didn't necessarily say there was nothing to it. They didn't file charges.
Let's look into this.
Okay.
I don't know, because I haven't seen the leaked report. That was going to tell me anything.
Wait.
Uh-oh. What did I say about Stu? Is Stu going to have the moment where he realizes that Glenn thinks the report has been leaked?
You're not the hacker?
I'm not the hacker.
Oh, all right. Nope. He's just fucking stupid. I gave him too much credit. Said hacking again. Fucking.
All right.
No.
There's one person who's not the
like
hacker.
Sonia Soto? I'm sorry. No. Did I? The report comes years after the DOJ dropped it.
There is no hacker.
Its investigation into the same claims on the grounds that two central witnesses had serious credibility issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were women. One of them was underage when the thing happened, and they were both on drugs at the time. Guess who gave them the drugs?
That's why they dropped it. The witnesses had serious credibility issues.
Mm-hmm. Did they now? Yeah? Why would they have... What are their credibility issues? Drug use because they've been sexually abused when they were still minors? It's funny how a lot of minors who are abused have credibility issues, often because they have to be plied with drugs. It's almost like Hegseth's victim who believes she was roofied. So she's got credibility issues because she was on drugs at the time. Now, she didn't take them, and she thinks somebody dropped them into her drink at a Republican women's convention where Hegseth was like a guest skeeve who was just showing up to grope legs, and then she didn't manage to keep her hand over her beverage, and then ended up in a hotel with him where he ejaculated on her belly, according to the report. Isn't that adorable? I mean, he had to. His wife was pregnant his baby mama was pregnant with baby number 3 or whatever.
Yet these are the same two central witnesses the House Ethics Committee has relied on for its critical report of Gaetz, which has now been hacked.
The hacking.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't been hacked. It's not the report. You're both fucking stupid. Fuck you.
It's hacking.
Yeah. The two witnesses do have some credibility problems. The claims arose from Joel Greenberg, one of the most corrupt Florida politicians of all time.
Yes. Who is on the same Venmo payments with these girls with Matt Gaetz. They're both fucking buddies. Yes, okay, so if he's the most corrupt Florida politician of all time, and Matt Gaetz was his best friend until he was charged... Oh, what the fuck am I talking about? You guys, you guys let this stuff slide. Hold on, where is it? This one, yeah. Gee, and also, most corrupt of all time? I don't know. I think Trump's technically a politician now. He's been reelected, so...
Among the many things the former Seminole County tax collector admitted to as part of a wide-ranging case for which he's currently serving 11 years in prison.
Yes. And then I'm sure Glenn's going to explain to us all how he and Matt Gaetz were just... He barely knew him. He was like a Democrat, probably. Got him coffee.
Was falsely accusing a local politician, an opponent of his, Brian Butte, of having sex with a minor. Which is awfully
interesting.
Which is kind
similarities
of,
there.
It's kind of weird, isn't it? Greenberg also reportedly later attempted to frame his attorney with pornographic images of children, One New York Times write-up of Greenberg was headlined, like the Tiger King got elected tax collector. According to the Washington Post, Greenberg admitted to fabricating allegations against a school teacher, a third one, running against him. Greenberg had sent letters to the school falsely claiming the teacher had inappropriate sexual relationships with a student. So, I mean, it's a little credibility problem.
A tad.
Yeah.
A tad.
But
Yeah, none of those people had any shared Venmo payments with him the way Matt Gaetz did. Hold on. Federal inquiry traced Matt Gaetz' Venmo payments to women, leaked DOJ investigation into Matt Gaetz' alleged web of here we go. This is over 3 years. This is in, here you go. This is relatively leaked DOJ investigation into Matt Gaetz' alleged web payments over 3 years. A bombshell leaked document from the Justice Department investigation into Matt Gaetz alleged there were web of payments between the they've updated this one. So this was, I think, last year. Meticulously detailed diagram obtained by the New York Times was assembled by the it charts how Gaetz and associates, including convicted sex trafficker Joel Greenberg, Gaetz and Associates. I mean, I think that's a good name for them. Allegedly sent thousands of dollars via Venmo to dozens of people who were reportedly involved in sex parties between 2017 and 2020. According to testimony to federal and congressional investigators, the Times reported. A copy of the chart was provided to the House Ethics Committee, according to the paper. Gaetz has vehemently denied them. There he is. Yuck. There he is again. Yuck. I think, let's see if we can see that chart, man. They have this thing, federal inquiry traced payments from Gaetz to women. Ugh. Drug-fueled sex parties, blah, 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 blah. There it is. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this would be the document. That's him, and that's Joel Greenberg. And then that's them both paying the same girl for the same time that they were together because they were both ball tickling each other, apparently, on a couple of occasions. During these drug-fueled sex parties, as it were. And then these are a bunch of, minor women and adult women, depending on who they are. And these are Gaetz' payments via his Venmo to people and who they paid through. So he would pay one girl who would pay for the other girls who were there. That happened a bunch. There are a couple of black box. These are people who are, I guess, either they're either minors, the black top hats you're seeing here. This is where they don't put a person here. That means it was more than likely a minor. They're blocking out who that person's identity is, so that's how you know which one's which, and they'll be done by a number. Yeah. So just real quick. There you go. That's the Venmo transactions between all individuals as of 9/14/20.
I mean, it's not left to the level of hacking. It's not that type of crime. No, it's not. It's not a hacking level offense.
Boy,
but it does sound pretty bad.
It's a good thing we don't have all of our nuclear codes online.
I know. Because people would hack them.
We don't have our nuclear codes online, stupid. We don't.
Anybody could get them. Because this is going to be, you'll see if they ever catch this guy. Oh, but they won't. I know they won't. Because they're so hard to find. Almost as hard as finding somebody who puts a pipe bomb in front of the DNC or RNC. No specific case I'm talking about. Just using those as an example on January 6th.
Sure.
Well, that person's shoes do match shoes owned and worn on the regular, and the gate matches as well. Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm not saying that's who it is. I'm allowing for the inference thereof.
Date is actually being implied here, but let's say it was January 6th.
Just one date.
You'll never be able to find those guys. Never.
No.
We've looked so hard. Can't find them. I bet it's going to be like this with Mr. Beasley.
If only we had hackers to get into the records on that.
Good Lord.
pipe bomb case. Then we could learn something.
We just had hackers who knew hackers that could
Right.
hack into the hackers.
Yes, it's all about the hacking. Now this is
Seriously? Seriously. Seriously. You're just gonna. I guess I was expecting some level of shame. That's my fault.
it's interesting in that it does not appear to have been have been made public at this time.
Oh no.
So it
Well, the internet
now.
The internet's not.
Whoa, wait. What hasn't? Shit, I keep doing that. I don't want to do that. It's my fault. Hi. Okay.
Instant.
Hold on. Back the fuck up.
At this time.
Oh no.
Hold on. Back this up.
All about the hacking. Now this is interesting in that it does not appear to have been have been made public at this time.
Oh no.
So it
Well, the internet
now.
The internet's not instant.
No. So I'm sure it won't come out, let's say, at some point between now and the confirmation hearings.
First of all, again, these assholes still think it's the report. Like, they both read the fucking story. They both read this. They read it on the air. It's right in front of them. It's on his laptop and his dum-dum screen. And both of these dumb motherfuckers, I don't know why. I'm still shocked that they haven't put this together, that it's not the report. And that it wasn't hacked at all.
Well, no, it won't be leaked because that's not what these hackers wanted, apparently.
Oh, fuck me. You want me to take over? No, I'm fine. You sure? Hard to say, really, at this point. Let me at him. No, you know what? I'll be okay. You fucking hacking.
But these journalists want either.
No.
These journalists,
they do
you've
not.
got to have at
No.
least a couple of sources. Incredible sources.
They would be disappointed
You know what I mean?
because that's not journalism.
That's
Hacking
not
is not journalism. They would be disappointed. In fact, they were so skeptical of
Oh my God! This biscuit is over buttered, madam.
hacking. They made sure to not report on that Russian disinformation effort on the Hunter Biden laptop. They wanted to make sure
right.
that they didn't know.
There could very well be a political motive behind that.
It could be.
Yeah, there is no Hunter Biden laptop. Feel free to at me.
Right.
It could have
We're
been.
not going to take that hack
I mean,
material.
do we know if these are Russian hackers? Could be. I would say probably is. I would say definitely is.
Well, I'd say definitely not.
Well, look, you've said something right. Definitely not. Not a hack at all, much less Russians. It wouldn't matter. And by the way, it might be Russians, but it would just be spoofing an email address. That's all.
Not Russian.
They're not Russian hackers
They're
this
not
time?
Russian hackers.
Okay.
I mean,
This time it's more of a whistleblower. Would you say a whistleblower? This is more of a whistleblower feel?
This is probably a whistleblower.
Right.
You know, a
Jesus
Russian hacker
Christ.
would be wrong, but a whistleblower might really be the person that we need to protect. As long as he's blowing the whistle on Matt Gaetz,
Right.
we got to protect him. Blowing the whistle on, let's say, the hacker that might be under the desk of Sotomayor's, office. I'm just saying.
Again, how? I know he's still trying to, maybe he's still butthurt over the Dobbs decision. But I don't know why he's trying to loop her in on this. Other than she's a woman of color, I suppose.
Pick any desk. I shouldn't have said her. Pick any desk.
Right.
Okay. Somebody that has a pretty good chance of hacking or just releasing information.
Oh my God. Hacking. Now it's just a punchline. Now I'm enjoying it, actually. Now I'm it's almost like you get an X next to your name in hell every time you say hacking from now on, Glenn.
At other times, not Sotomayor, but just releasing things. let's say they're under that.
Also, can I remind everybody that what a waste of time. A hacker accessed files on Matt Gaetz. The only right thing about this is they got hacker in quotes. What's the real story? I don't think we're going to get, quote, the real story. I think it's just going to be this kind of slather for the next 5 minutes. So, fuck it. There's only so much dumb I can take. Holy shit. Needless to say, Matt Gaetz dropped out, and it didn't have anything to do, per se, with, let's see, get this out of there. Yeah, this is the Fox Business response to it. Matt Gaetz withdraws name from AG consideration. This is just Fox Business talking about.
All right, we are just getting word that Matt Gaetz has taken himself out of the running to be Donald Trump's attorney general. Cheryl Casoni is following the story. Cheryl, what do we have?
Well, he posted it on X just 9 minutes ago.
Oh, my God. And I am in a panic. Let me tell you, it's a lot.
Neil, and I do want to point out the Dow and the S&P are at session highs right now. Matt Gaetz with
apparently the stock market is responding very positively to Ray B. McFivehead not being the AG.
Drawing his name from consideration for U.S. Attorney General. He said, and this is a few things he writes here, I had excellent meetings with the senators. I appreciate their feedback. While the momentum...
their feedback, especially the ones that were just like, back the fuck out of my office.
Momentum was strong. It is clear my confirmation was unfairly becoming a distraction to the critical work of the Trump-Vance transition.
Distraction? I think it was just becoming repetitive. Like, okay, we have too many gropers and scumbags in here. Okay, Hegseth, you can stay. We'll keep RFK Jr. because he looks like a puppet from Puppetry, the Penis, trying to be Bobby Kennedy. You can stay, and not so fast, Gaetz.
No time to waste.
Last in, first out.
On a needlessly protracted Washington scuffle. Thus, I am withdrawing my name from consideration to serve as Attorney General. I remain fully committed.
It's a lot. It's a lot for all of us to deal with, and don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
To see that Donald J. Trump is the most successful president in history. I will forever be honored that President Trump nominated me to lead.
So that I could get out of that investigation relatively unscathed. My dad told me to take it. He worked this out with Trump, and now I will skulk away and just be a venture capitalist. I'll join Peter Thiel's team.
The department.
And he'll leave me alone with his daughters. Because you know guys like that don't change, right? You know that, right? They don't change. That's not something you stop doing. You might put it on a pause for a little while, but it's not something you stop.
Of justice, and I'm certain he will, quote, save America. Now this as of...
I can't tell who looks dumber. That's the Benny Hinn hair he had for a little while. That's when he was mad that the wind was kicking shit up, so he added, the extra coat. And then look at that. Jesus Christ. You'd have to be paid and on drugs to fuck that. Good Lord.
Of course, yesterday's news was that the Ethics Committee report had not been released. Democrats wanted to force...
Do you have the keys to your granddaughter's guest room?
That report to be released, but Republicans blocked that. That was yesterday. And of course, as these meetings with these senators unfolded yesterday on the Hill with Matt Gaetz and Vice.
Oh, and I would like to remind everybody that, in my estimation, here's what I also think happened. If senators who were meeting with him wanted to see that report, they got to look at it. They might not have been able to go over and get a copy. It might have remained in a SCIF. But I got news for you. The Senate can go over to the House and look at almost anything. Yeah, if it's on the servers over there, they can check it out like a fucking book while they're in a SCIF. Yeah. Even if it's not complete. Yeah. As long as they're not the subject of the investigation. Shit, they probably could if they are. Menendez probably got to look at his investigation several times.
Vice President-elect Vance escorting him to those meetings. We don't know what was said. Many senators.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense. It wasn't. He didn't quit because the report was coming out or any of this evidence was leaking. It's because everybody like hates Vance and it stuck to him. Like, yeah, he just suffocated under the whiff of J.D. Vance.
Senators were tight-lipped after those meetings, but at some point today, yesterday, or this morning, it became clear to Matt Gaetz that he didn't have a path forward to get.
Bonk.
Confirmation as Attorney General of the United States, Neil.
All right, amazing. So we'll see who Donald Trump picks to replace him as that candidate.
Pam Bondi. Apparently it's Pam Bondi. Now, let's see. I don't know if there is and this might be a thing in the side of things. We'll see. I'll see. I'm going to check real quick to see if, let's see, Pam Bondi, Pam Bondi, Trump picks Pam Bondi for U.S. Attorney General after Gaetz withdraws. She was, I mean, let's see, oops, sorry. She was the Florida AG for 2011 to 2019. And she was on Trump's opioid and drug abuse commission during his first administration. Not surprising. She was the AG for Florida. Which, again, all these fuckers come out of, the Florida protection racket. Yeah. Peg Bundy would be better. I agree. I think so. Pam will see for too long. The partisan Department of Justice has been weaponized against me and other Republicans. Not anymore. Pam will refocus the DOJ to intended purpose of fighting crime, making America safe again. Bondi Trump loyalty is the same. She'll do the same shit. She just won't be as vile doing it. She also had her own scandals. Hold on. Let's see if I can. Because there's back in the day. Okay, okay, hold on. Bondi, Dink. There's a bunch of this. I'm looking for an older one. Announcement from Bondi. That's going to eat up most of this time. So she. Here you go. This is the Florida Attorney. Yeah, this is the last thing that we got from her. The 2013 campaign donation stuff, right?
General, on the record, for the very first time, Pam Bondi answering questions about Donald Trump's donation to her campaign and her decision not to investigate Trump University. Anchor Paul O'Brien following the money for us tonight. Paul?
Wendy, it's Pam Bondi in her own words tonight, like you've never seen her before, answering
as dumb as you would expect.
Tough questions about the implication that her office is open for business.
I am a career prosecutor. I am proud of my career.
Tonight, Pam Bondi on the defensive.
I will never let any money of anyone affect what I do.
At issue, whether Donald Trump's $25,000 donation to Bondi's campaign influenced her decision not to investigate fraud allegations against Trump University.
There was nothing improper about it, so there was no reason to return it.
Bondi's impassioned press.
Yeah, he just gave me $25,000 for my campaign. What could be more above board than that? You know, what citizen can't give $25,000 to someone running to be in law enforcement in the state?
Conference comes months after pay-to-play questions were first raised and after the scandal blew up in the national media.
There was never an investigation into Donald Trump by this office.
Bondi's
right. there should have been. That is exactly.
Says her office didn't investigate Trump University because there was only one complaint from one citizen in Florida.
I've met him before I was Attorney General. I've
Mm-hmm.
met his kids. Not all of them. I know Don and Ivanka.
Yeah, you just know them. I met him, mostly to pick up checks, I think, largely.
I met him before I was Attorney General. I think I actually met him in college, but I didn't know him well then at all.
No, obviously. So you didn't go to Trump University, is what you're saying.
But she also admits she has
Sorry.
a comfortable relationship with Donald Trump and his family.
I've been friends with, I respect him. I respect his family. I know his daughter.
We go to the same stylist.
I'm sure I was calling multiple friends and family because I was campaigning, just like every other elected official.
Yeah, every other elected official wanting to be AG who gets tens of thousands of dollars from people.
In this office.
That influence is a part of the system.
Former UT political professor Scott Payne.
Is this a good thing? No, it's a problem, but it's also very common.
And more breaking details just coming down tonight. About an hour ago, we got this statement from the Florida Democratic Party. It reads in part, quote, Pam Bondi's attempt to provide answers about bribery allegations only served to raise more questions. The Florida Democratic Party chair, Allison Tant, also says, quote, she's gotten caught lying so many times that it's amazing she can say with a straight face that there was nothing improper about Trump's illegal donation, end quote. Now, we also pulled these.
Illegal. That's interesting. She just jumps like after all that soft language, just jumps straight into illegal donation.
Records on Bondi's campaign contributions from 2013, and we found that Donald Trump personally gave her campaign $500 2 months before his foundation then wrote her re-election committee a $25,000 check. Now asked of whether her credibility.
His foundation. Jesus Christ. Did he take money from a fucking charity and give it to her?
Ability has been shot. Bondi responded, quote, I hope not.
All right, Hal, wasn't that the lady who caught COVID from Rudy Giuliani after he fired? No, that was Jenna Ellis.
Well, tonight the floor.
So that again, this is I don't know if there's this is her on the
Pam Bondi, Attorney General of Florida. And Mayor, thank you. I know you're going through a lot now. President, she was there that night with me. I think you were there with me until 3:30 in the morning when all these families were being notified, and it was horrific. So I know you've been through a lot, so thank you so much.
Sure, great job.
I have a couple issues that I'll wait, and do I want to talk about them now?
Talk about them.
Later?
You can talk.
Yeah, go. You could say stuff. Go ahead. Talk. I don't know what's going on here. I'm just kind of sitting here. They tell me I have to let the women speak because the voters like it.
Well, one, it addresses some of the things you said. In Florida, it's called the Baker Act, but it's our Civil Commitment Act, and it's weak. And it's about 1,000 pages long, and I've had my Solicitor General on it for 3 days now, working on it. We're rewriting it along with Governor Scott, who's you're going to meet with him. He's going to give you a ton of good information. We've been rewriting it, and we are going to bring in something called the Gun Violence Restraining Order. So if someone is civilly committed and typically you can hold them for up to 72.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Like she's talking about confiscating people's guns. I think isn't this the meeting where he said, why can't you just take the guns first and then go to court? Isn't this the same meeting where he said that shit? Pam Bondi's his gun snatcher in chief. Have fun with that one, guys.
2 hours, but people are getting out within 24 hours, the majority of them. So what we want to do is let law enforcement come in and take the guns.
Good.
They're a danger to themselves.
Which you can't
or
do right
others.
now.
Well, without being adjudicated. So because they're a danger to themselves.
You want them to take the guns and
when they are
not go through 6 months of legal trials and everything.
Exactly. But
yeah, this is exactly. All right, this is the clip every fucking maggot needs to see 15 times between now and her confirmation hearing. And this is something that Democrats should applaud her for. You were AG of Florida when the president had you in to talk about gun violence. You just dealt with the the gun violence in your state, which was, and you were trying to find a response to it. And that's where he brought up that maybe you should take the guns first and then, and then take people to court. And you were making a case that it was too complicated to take people's guns in Florida law. And you were trying to, shorten that and make it less complicated so that if somebody is forcibly committed, even for 24 hours or whatever, you can just come in and take their guns anyways. It doesn't matter what they were in there for, whether it's, suicidal or homicidal ideation or just snapping or whatever it is. You can take away their guns right away, right? You were arguing that, right? That's good, right? You still like that? That's good. All right, excellent. Next.
We also have to give the mentally ill the due process in which they deserve, President. So what we're doing is they're going to be able to take the guns when they're taken into custody or into the hospital, and then when they're released within 24 hours or 72 hours later, typically it's 24 hours, but law enforcement will have...
He's literally hearing this shit for the first time. He lives in that state. This is it's fucking weird.
72 hours to determine whether they should give those guns back or they can go to a judge and say, Your Honor, please keep these guns. We feel this person is still a danger to himself or others, whether
so
they're
this
in or
would
out
not
of
have
custody.
worked the way it's currently constituted. This would not have worked with Cruz as it's currently constituted.
As it's currently written.
So you're going to make changes?
We're going to make changes, and one other thing we're doing.
Yeah, we're going to make changes so that we can take the guns first and then go to court. You know what's funny is Republicans will probably flip out when this shit makes the rounds more than they did about Matt Gaetz drugging and fucking high school girls.
About the reporting, President, which is huge. This is a big issue. We need a clearinghouse, and that's what we've all been discussing. And we have created, and several of my counterparts have done it around the country, but we're the biggest state doing it. It's an app, because kids now are on social media. And there were so many warning signs on Snapchat, on Twitter, on Instagram, and they were posting them, they were sending them, but to all different sources. We're going to have, and we just got it written in our House and Senate budget, it'll cost at least $500,000 a year to fund this. But what it does, kids, and so I met with 10 students, and they loved it. And they said, I'm empowering them. 3 of them are my graphic designers. They're going to design the icons. Some are going to name it. They're helping us with it. But it'll cost probably about $100,000 maximum to develop. That's all in our budget. So what kids can do now, they can automatically...
He has totally lost interest.
...send something that says, I'm going to buy a gun, just like Cruz was doing. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And one of the girls who I met with, one of the students, told me he had been doing this since middle school. He had bullied her, and she reported it. So it will all, they can instantly, and they can do it with anonymity. Put it in this app.
Good.
It'll go in the app, and it'll go to one clearinghouse with state law enforcement in Florida.
Where you
So you can inform on people who are acting fucked up and are talking about buying a gun or bringing a gun to school. And yes, this is after Stoneman Douglas.
mentioned the internet. We have to look at the internet because a lot of bad things are happening to young kids.
Yeah, a lot of bad things are happening to young kids on the internet. I hear Matt Gaetz pays for them over Venmo.
And young minds, and their minds are being formed. And we have to do something about...
Yes, we have to stop young minds from being formed. Yeah.
Maybe what they're seeing and how they're seeing it, and also video games. I'm hearing more and more people say the level of violence.
Oh, fuck you, dude.
On video games is really...
Oh, my God. Like, when in doubt, turn into Nancy Reagan.
Shaping young people's thoughts. And then you go the further step, and that's the movies. You see these movies, they're so violent.
Yeah, the movies, that's what does it. It's not actually the physical gun. Guns don't kill people. Movies kill people.
And yet a kid is...
Fake guns in video games and in movies kill people. Rubber guns kill people.
Able to see the movie if sex isn't involved, but killing is involved. And maybe they have to put a rating system for that. And you...
They do, dummy. I used to watch for it specifically when I was a kid. It was called Valnak. It was my favorite fucking... If I have a production company, I should probably call it Valnak. violence, adult language, nudity, and adult content. That was my buddy Sean and I would just scroll through the listings of what was coming up on HBO because he had HBO at his house. It was friggin' amazing. I remember being as a kid when it first came out, and we were always like, ooh, Valnak. Violence, adult language, nudity, and adult content.
Into a whole very complicated, very big deal. But
yes, totally. It is complicated, very big deal.
The fact is that you are having movies come out that are so violent with the killing and everything else that
with the killings and everything else. Yeah, it was early 2000s. When the movies really started to get dark. Thank God, in the 80s, everything was just kind of, it was like what came out in the 80s? E.T. and Silkwood. I think those are the only movies I remember.
Maybe that's another thing we're going to have to discuss. And a lot of
I blame the Fast and Furious movies.
People are saying it. You have these movies today where you can go and have a child see the movie, and yet it's so violent and so disgusting.
It is. It's so violent, disgusting, these movies with the violence and the disgusting.
So we may have to talk about that also. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we might have to talk about, I know you're talking about real guns and kids reporting on kids who are planning to murder their fellow students, but that's interesting. But video games probably are the cause.
Pam.
Thanks, President.
Thank you very much, Jeff.
Pam Bondi, attorney.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Fuck Jeff. His bullshit. Let's see. Trump, take the guns first. Oh no, this is a different one. This is when he.
Yes, go ahead, Mike.
This is from the one where he farted on Dianne Feinstein. So the thing about taking the guns first, that's from the meeting where he farted on Dianne Feinstein.
Well, in the category you've spoken about, Mr. President, gun violence restraining orders. They're called. California actually has a version of this, and I think in your meeting with governors earlier this week, individually and as a group, we spoke about
just in case you forgot how dumb this motherfucker is.
States taking steps,
and he's dumber now because you get again. He was new to responsibility at this point. He was able to just kind of fuck around past this. Now he's heard this shit before.
The focus is to literally give families and give local law enforcement additional tools if an individual is reported to be a potential danger to themselves or others. Allow due process so that no one's rights are trampled, but the ability.
He's like, do you allow due process though?
To go to court, obtain an order, and then collect not only the firearms but any weapons in the possession
Or
of that
might
individual.
take the firearms first and then go to court, because that's another system. Because a lot of times.
Again, we get sick of doing it, but if a Democrat said this, people's heads would explode, right? Listen to this dumbass.
By the time you go to court, it takes so long to go to court to get the due process procedure.
And then boom, bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, shoom.
I like taking the guns early, like in this crazy man's case that just took place in Florida.
Yeah, I like taking his guns first. Just take his guns. Pre-crime. That's what we're arguing. So, sorry, maggots, explain to me again how you want Captain Pre-crime over here to go back to the White House with Marco Rubio running his State Department and Elon Musk, the electric car chip in the brain guy, telling him what to do. Look, I look forward to him keeping every promise because he's promised everyone everything. And half of you motherfuckers are going to be enraged because I got news for you. It's sad, but some more shit like this is going to happen largely because he doesn't give a fuck. And people are going to blame him, and he's going to try and shrug it off, and then everybody's going to tell him to shape up or he's going to lose the midterms, which he will, and then he's not going to do it because he's all mad, and people are going to like, fuck it, we just need to shoot back, and we need more guns in there, and give the school teachers machine guns, and everybody's going to go, fuck you, I just want my kid to go to school, and then he'll blame someone else, and it'll be fabulous. Just saying.
He had a lot of firearms. They saw everything. To go to court would have taken a long time. So you could do exactly what you're saying, but take the guns first, go through due process second.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Brilliant. I mean, it's an oldie but a goodie, and it's what brought Pam Bondi sitting right next to him. Let me see if I can get where's she in this process? Yeah, he's going to put her in there now. Is Pam Bondi for sale to Trump? Yes. Is she sketchy as shit? Yes. Is she as fucked up as Matt Gaetz? No. Will she take it more seriously than Trump does? Yes. Will she be as vindictive as Trump is? No. Because again, she's young enough to have a career. She wants to survive this shit. You want people in there who, even though they're, obviously greedy pieces of shit, also are hedonistic enough to want their legacy or their life to mean something after they leave the office. They don't want to, be a well-known stain. Trump doesn't give a fuck, but a lot of these other people do. Is there a current list of, let's see, hold on one second. How am I doing? Okay, no, I'm okay on time. I was like, oh shit, I'm way over. And then I remember on Thursdays I start late. By the way, you're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide, the greatest live stream in the history of live streams. Hit the like. Come on, give me a thumbs up. What that does is that shares the show out into the feed. You know what I mean? Puts it out there into the world so people can see it. You can also share it on your Blue Sky. That's not a bad idea as well. You can't stream to Blue Sky yet directly, and I can't set it up so that it just automatically creates a post that I'm working on it, but it doesn't do it right. I don't think that's what hedonism means, Hal. Well, in this particular instance, Karate Joe, what I mean is that there are some amongst Trump that are kind of the earthly pleasures crowd, if you know what I mean. That they want riches and accolades and pats on the back and rubs on the front, if you know what I mean. And they can't do that if the world burns down around us. Does that make sense? That they, more oil for the senator, Jabba the Hutt fuckers. He's surrounded by a bunch of those guys. And there's a difference between those guys who just want the pleasures of power as opposed to the rapey McFiveheads like Matt Gaetz who want to take that from other people. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. So how much do I have? Let's see. Time. I've been passing time, watching trains go by. Where is that? Okay. Get this out of here. Fetterman was hilarious. All right. Now, we haven't seen this guy in a while, and I feel like I should give him a shot. Although we will be covering a few more of these incidences. Joey Pags, who I gotta say, I appreciate sort of the element of his show that design-wise looks like it was done using a computer in the 90s. You know what I mean? It's like he's still using a Media 100, right? Considering Canva is cheap and AI is a thing, yeah, I'm just saying. I made this little screen thing right here and feed the stuff into it and cut out this part of it and did that and even made the little screen right here. That's the chat going by. Like, see, you put a little extra work in. It's not hard, right? But this is Mike Davis and Joe Pags. Senate must confirm. Will the Senate confirm Trump's picks? Senate must confirm, apparently, according to this. Well, let's see.
Great to have you along for the ride. Thanks a lot for stopping by. Glad to have this man back. He's the boss over the Article 3 Project. Article 3 Project.
By the way, I would like to congratulate Joey Pags on coming in fourth in the Joe Biden lookalike contest. And I guess they went to the same plugs guy.
It's Mike Davis. Mike, how are you? Good to see you.
I'm doing well, and thank you for having me.
I was doing a live TikTok last night, and people kept asking, who is...
A live TikTok? I didn't know Joey Pags was a fucking commie.
The one pick in the upcoming cabinet, some director of something, some secretary of something that you don't like. I couldn't...
Yeah, I can't think of anybody I don't like. I mean, you had me at Rapey McFivehead.
Think of one. I thought this... So far, I think they're batting 1,000. You agree?
I agree. President Trump is hitting grand slam after grand slam.
Absolutely, it's amazing. Incredible. He's downing hot dog after hot dog.
After Grand Slam. And I would say this to the Senate. The president got elected by an overwhelming landslide through.
No, he did not. It's the smallest margin since fucking Hillary. It's almost the same turnout. Like he demoralized the same chunk of the electorate to not even show up.
312 electoral votes. It is
right. And yet the margin was tiny compared to Obama, which you guys thought was illegitimate for 2 consecutive terms.
The Senate's job to provide its constitutional advice and consent on his.
Right. And if you can give consent, you have to be able to take it away. Otherwise, it's not consent. That's what the word means. Not that you guys would fucking know, because you like Matt Gaetz.
Nominees.
And Trump. And Jeffrey Epstein.
And for his executive branch picks, particularly the president's cabinet picks, so long as they are qualified, the Senate.
Yeah, that would be the problem. I think that's the main thing that he's running into is the whole qualified thing. And also what I would call the fucking scumbag clause, which apparently he is violating. I don't know if that was the founding. Is that in the Federalist Papers? I think it is.
Should confirm his picks, right? And
his pecs? I don't think he has anything. He has moobs. I don't think. I mean, I've never seen any pecs at all in his entire life. I mean, even the airbrushed ones look weird.
There should be a presumption that qualified executive branch picks, but particularly cabinet picks, are confirmed by the Senate.
Sure. That's the whole qualified part, which apparently they need to work out with a couple of these assholes.
It should not matter at all whether the Senate has a policy disagreement with that nominee or if they have a personal disagreement with that nominee.
Well, no. I mean, I think if they have a personal disagreement, it's probably based on something because they're in government and they fucking can't stand that person because they show them pictures of naked underage girls on the floor of the House or something.
Should get confirmed. And the only way they should not get confirmed is if they are disqualified.
Right. And what standards would you count as being okay for them to be disqualified on?
And it is on the accuser of that nominee to prove with clear and convincing evidence why that qualified nominee is disqualified because.
Well, no. I mean, again, if qualifications are the thing at question, the person would have to prove their qualifications. Either through normalcy, meaning that, sometimes congresspeople and even mayors have been given a job because of their qualities as a human being that they display, and therefore that makes them qualified. And then you'll see if those qualifications translate to the job at hand. But it's not up to the person accusing them. You have to convince them that you're okay so they can give consent that you can do the job, right?
Their personal misconduct. We're not going to play the game again like we did before the Kavanaugh confirmation where there's this Me Too presumption of guilt. There is.
No, we didn't have to do that because there was already an ethics investigation in the case of Matt Gaetz. Fuck him. And he's more than likely going to face charges now.
A presumption.
If there's any justice left in the world.
That qualified nominees should get confirmed unless the accuser proves they are disqualified.
It's all pretty.
And how would one do that? So they have to file charges against them? What's the proof that they're unqualified? Because even a person that hasn't shown qualifications can be qualified in retrospect, right? Yeah, they're still whinging over the fucking Kavanaugh thing. They still think he was picked on, poor Kavanaugh.
Disgusting what they're doing. You see the media is colluding with the left. People like Adam Schiff, who still, by the way, 2 days ago said there was Russia collusion in 2016. That's how nuts this guy
No, there was.
Is. But the media is so disgusting. Tulsi Gabbard is an asset of Putin.
Yeah. She is.
Putin. You've got Pete Hegseth as a sexual assault artist, and don't.
Artist? Jesus Christ. Look, I know you guys like that trait in people, but artist is over the line, don't you think? A sexual assault artist. Really, Joey Pax? That's how you think. Is that how you refer to it? Like, amongst friends? I think that's a slip, right? That's got to be a Freudian slip. like a serial sexual assaulter is what I think a lot of us would assume about him, or at least there's evidence that he's done it at least once. That would be the concern on our side. But you calling him a sexual assault artist sounds like something like you elbow someone when you guys are having drinks together.
Leave your teenage daughters with Matt Gaetz. Mike, they have no couth. They've got no integrity.
Yes, we're short on couth.
They're sick.
They have no couth? You mean they're uncouth? Oh, dear.
People. So how do you counterbalance that? Because there are weak-kneed Republicans in the Senate that will wobble, and they'll be afraid to say yes. What do you do with that?
Look, I was the chief counsel for nominations on the Senate Judiciary Committee. I helped President Trump confirm a record number of his judges, along with Justice Department officials and others, including the Kavanaugh confirmation, which was highly contentious. It is...
Was it, though?
The accuser's job to come forward, to testify publicly, to present the evidence. They can't hide behind letters.
Also, in the Kavanaugh confirmation, they did come forward. They did testify in public. They were vilified, but they didn't back down. They didn't recuse. They didn't they didn't go back on their testimony. They didn't deny it once under oath. They didn't rescind any of their previous testimony.
They can't hide behind lawyers. They have to come forward and present their testimony and other evidence and be subject to cross-examination. And that.
No, they don't. They absolutely do not. Especially if they are minors. Go fuck yourself.
It's just how the system.
And this isn't. No, this is not. These are not legal proceedings. It is a matter. This consent is a matter of opinion. Yes, thank you. Recant was the word I was looking for. You're absolutely right. I should never read and try to speak at the same time when I'm reading chat. But I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, recant was the. They did not recant any of their testimony. Bless you.
System works in America, and if you have a qualified nominee, you can't take them out with these bogus allegations anonymous.
Yeah, you can. If members of their own party think where there's smoke, there's fire because they know more than they want to go into, they can absolutely punt on somebody. It's opinion. It's not a fucking legal proceeding, dumb fuck. And if someone doesn't get a job because they believe they were vilified in this or slandered, then they can take that person to court.
Allegations, the nonsense that they played before, put up or shut up.
I should probably know this. It's Mike Davis, MRDDMIA. Go and follow him over on all the social media. Article 3.
No one's going back to X. By the way, I'm on Blue Sky at halsparks.com.
Project.org. I should know this. Do you need a simple majority to confirm or a supermajority?
You need a simple majority. You need 51 senators to confirm a nominee, any nominee, or you need 50 senators in the VP casting the tie-breaking vote. Republicans have 53 Senate seats, and fortunately, unlike the last time when I was there, we don't have a bunch of squishy, weak Republican senators. We have pretty solid senators across the board. We have at least...
Dude, you couldn't even get fucking Rick Scott. He got 13 fucking votes. If Thune wants to put the choke on any of these fuckers, he can do it. And as a matter of fact, they're going to let some of these assholes sail through because they know those people want to be senators later even. Like Pam Bondi. More than likely, she wants to be the senator for Florida in a couple of years. And if he fucks up the entire economy, she's not going to be. So they know they've got her on at least a functional leash in that regard, keeping her in the realm of normalcy. But they'll they'll scoot a bunch of those fuckers through. But if they need to stop somebody, they can pull 4 votes. They could pull 10. They'll never even get through the committee. Hegseth is kind of fucked at this point. Like the Republicans can simply just let almost anybody through if they just draw a line at sexual assault. They're going to have a hard time with him, and they're going to have a hard time with RFK Jr.
51 solid Senate Republican votes. And so if you're going to play these games with these highly qualified nominees, if you're going to try to do the character assassination, you better come forward with very specific, very credible, clear, and convincing evidence, or it's not going to work.
It is Mike Davis. Talk to me about recess appointments, because we've seen that presidents through history have done this. In fact, I mean, recent presidents have done a lot of these. If, in fact, there's...
No, recent presidents have done even fewer. I think Obama had the least number even in 8 years. Was it 36 recess appointments?
Some issue where they try to block somebody.
And also, why are you talking about recess appointments when you have the House and the Senate? Think about that for a fucking second. How unpopular must the idiots you're selecting be that your own party, which has more than enough votes to pass them, might not let them through, and you might need to do recess appointments with your own fucking party in charge? Think about that for a second. Just run that through your head. Imagine a Democrat who had 53 votes in the Senate and is trying to do recess appointments when they control the House and the Senate. Just think about that for a second. It's lunacy. But Trump is in this position. They're literally talking about how this will be a necessity.
From getting appointed and confirmed. What is a recess appointment? Is the Senate is in recess?
Oh, my God. Really? Hold on. This motherfucker's been on the air doing whatever the fuck he does for this long, and he's going to ask this question?
These. If, in fact, there's some issue where they try to block somebody from getting appointed and confirmed, what is a recess appointment? Is the Senate is in recess and Trump asked them to come back and say yes? Or he can just say...
Jesus Christ. Shit. Really? All right. Are they just fucking drunk on power, quite literally? Like, holy God. How are you that stupid? I'm amazed. Like, I almost expect them to be this fucking dumb when they're not in charge, right? Because they just kind of don't pay attention, or they distance themselves from reality or the truth so much that they're like, fuck, I don't even know what's going on anymore. But how do you not know what this is? And here's how you, Joey, in the future, if I may. I don't have to do this very often, but I suppose it will come in handy. I've seen it done quite often. This is where you go, for those in my audience that might not know what this is, maybe you could explain what a recess appointment is. See how that works? Have you seen that on the news before, kids? Have you seen people do it? You have, haven't you? All right, that's when the host isn't quite sure what the fuck he's talking about, has an expert on the issue right there, and doesn't want to be like the guy in Die Hard who goes, that's Helsinki, Sweden, right? I forget whatever he said, Finland or whatever, Switzerland. And the guy was like, Sweden. He's like, oh, right. I forget the line, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, you don't want to be that dude. Yeah, Helsinki, Finland, right? Why are we listening to this guy? Because MAGA listens to him. That's why. Because he's got 179,000 followers just on Rumble and even more on YouTube. And I've got 75,000. So subscribe. Tell you what, we will stop listening to anybody that I have more subscribers than. Okay? Because I don't punch down. So as long as these motherfuckers have more subscribers than I do, we're going to dive into them because they are obviously driving more of the conversation on their side of the aisle than I am on mine. You hear me? So subscribe. Get us out of this hell. All right.
You're now the acting something because they're at recess.
Well, I mean, how the recess appointments would look, the president has the right to nominate. The Senate must provide its advice and consent and vote to confirm, and then the president appoints. And I'll tell you, if the Senate is going to obstruct President Trump's nominees like it did the first time under the guise of the Russian collusion hoax, if the Senate is going to do that again, the president should use
not a hoax, by the way,
recess appointments. But I think it gives the president very strong leverage to say that, look, you better have your confirmation hearings, you better have your votes in a fair and expeditious manner on my qualified nominees, or we're going to resort to this constitutional option of recess appointments. When that
Right, but still the Senate has to stay in recess for more than 10 days. And all they got to do is go in recess for 9 days, send one senator back from the party to call the Senate to order. Shit, you can even have a Democrat do it for you.
When the Senate...
I mean, they won't, obviously, because they're afraid a vote will pass through while everybody's gone, and they'll get a simple majority of the people that are present and get all kinds of shit through. Not that the president would sign it, but it'd be hilarious.
Is in recess, the president can appoint his people until the end of that Congress. So if the Senate is in recess, then the president can appoint, for example, his attorney general via recess appointment for.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
2 years.
It is Mike Davis. Mike, I appreciate the information. Again, I should know this, but.
Yeah, you should.
But this is why I have you on to teach me stuff. Does Thune take over as the majority leader now, or does he have to wait till the new Congress in the beginning of the year?
Well, they have to wait till the new Congress is organized. I think it's January 3rd is when they organize. Yeah. The Senate is an...
Jesus Christ. Honest to God. Shouldn't you be how do you not know this? For fucking real. Right? What the ever-loving shit?
Is it unlike the House, the Senate's an ongoing body. And so on January 3rd, when what they'll do is they'll have Thune will become the majority leader on January 3rd, I believe is the date.
So the reason why I asked the question is, you know this, right now Biden and this administration are cramming through these judicial nominees. And the Senate's rolling over. I mean, why are we seating anybody? Wait a month. Wait a month and a few days. Why seat anybody now?
Because you don't have enough votes to stop them, dipshit, and because the president is the president until the next president takes over.
They cram them through.
Somebody who said that? Somebody said he's not a journalist, Hal. He doesn't have to be. He should just, Doc. He shouldn't have to be. He just hosts this fucking show. He should know this shit. Good Lord.
You're going to have a logjam of liberal nut jobs on the bench.
Yeah, and it's amazing to me that these Senate Republicans are worried about confirming President Trump's cabinet picks, yet they are doing almost nothing to stop President Biden.
Because they can't. They literally don't have the votes. They can't stop them. They cannot. Harris can still come in and break the tie. It's a waste of fucking time. They can't do anything. They can't put anonymous holds at this late a date. Nothing.
His lifetime appointment of left-wing radicals to the federal bench. Look, President Biden has been trying to get through a record number of judges to the lower courts.
Right.
He's very close. And we are at the bottom of the barrel. We are at the end of the line. We are at the worst of the worst. And Senate Republicans must do everything they can to stop these lifetime appointments to the federal.
Yeah, it's too late. Yeah, sorry.
Bench. These are left-wing radicals. Senate Republicans, number one, actually need to show up to work. They need to force post-cloture debates on these radical judicial nominees. For circuit judges, it's 30 hours of post-cloture debate. For district court judges, it's 4 hours of post-cloture debate. That's a lot of time in the Senate. Look, Chuck Schumer understands that he has until January 3rd to accomplish what he's trying to accomplish, and then he's done. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to jam through everything they can. Senate Republicans need to make this as difficult as possible because
they are, and it's just noise.
American people spoke overwhelmingly on November.
No, they did not. It's like like 1.7%. The smallest margin since Bush v. Gore.
5th, and the American people want President Trump and Senate Republicans appointing constitutionalist judges. And
no, they don't. 1.7% of voters, more than one side, want them appointing these people. And even a bunch of those people are like, I didn't want him. Matt Gaetz, what the fuck are you thinking?
Stop the assembly line of President Biden and Chuck Schumer and Senate Democrats from appointing these radical left-wing Marxist judges to these lifetime appointments. Senate Republicans need to show up they need to force debate.
Yeah, that's the part, isn't it? Yeah, it's the showing up part. They're not doing that. There's like 6 of them not showing up, including Vance. But obviously he can't because he's too busy palling around with Matt Gaetz.
On the floor, they need to force votes.
Can you filibuster in something like this, or is that only for appropriation stuff?
You can't filibuster because once you invoke cloture, then you get 30 hours of post-cloture debate for circuit judges and 4 hours of post-cloture debate for district court judges. But that is a lot of floor time. If you make Chuck Schumer and Senate Democrats spend 30 hours.
All right, who's farting or making squirty noises? Which one is it? I think it's Davis. I don't think it's Pags. He seems to be this one seems to be the fidgety one.
That's 2 days, sometimes even 3 days of post-cloture debate on any of these circuit judges. Chuck Schumer's not going to put them up for a vote. You need to grind the Senate to a halt on these radical lifetime judicial appointments.
Yeah, no, they're not going to do that. You can't. You don't have enough people.
It is Mike Davis, article3project.org. Go see what he does and support everything they do. It's an amazing.
Nope, not going to. Never mind. Don't like it. Forget it. Boring. Stupid. Also, by the way, thank you guys for watching. It's Hal Sparks, Megaworldwide, the greatest live stream in the history of live streams. I'm Hal Sparks, and I will continue to Hal Sparks as long as the world needs a Hal Sparks, which at this point will be forever. And tomorrow we have Friday Eye in the morning with our dear friend Rob Glenn, and then we have a second guest in the second hour, something like that. I don't know. And then anyways, so I can show off my robot hand again. And then tomorrow afternoon, I have sound check during what would normally be the afternoon show. And I got Nerd Halen tomorrow night for F1, for Formula One. So more than likely, I will not do an afternoon show tomorrow. We will do radio as normal on Saturday, and then I'll make up a show on Sunday on either side of Boston Brian's show, so I can make up for the time because I've got so much shit to cover. Just letting you know, and I will be. I'll probably let Rob do an exorbitant amount of talking tomorrow, simply so that I can rest my voice, because I got a shit ton of singing to do. We're doing 3 40-minute sets both nights. And then next Tuesday, Ultimate Jam Night, and then we enter into Thanksgiving, where it might be the last Thanksgiving we give. I'm kidding. There'll be plenty to be thankful about and plenty to laugh about, and I will make sure you know what it is. So much love to you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. There's a button. Hit that like, everybody, on your way out. And thank you guys so much. Thank you, Jerry. Slava Ukraine. Mr. and Mr. Woo! And taxi sign, thank you. JD Christie, like for the salty bonus. Thank you so much. Say hacker again, motherfucker. Say hacker again. It will be like Craig Ferguson's Jeff. It will. Right, boy. No, you cannot borrow the hand. You can talk to the hand, maybe. I'll be back. Alton Beasley. Thank you, wherever you